Welcome back, coin collectors and numismatic enthusiasts, to another deep dive into the fascinating world of Australian coinage. Today, we're kicking off with a true icon of decimal currency. First up, the 1966 Australian 5-cent coin, the very first of its kind. Grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and let's explore why this coin holds such a special place in the hearts of collectors worldwide. The year 1966 marked a monumental shift in Australia's monetary history. On February 14th, the nation officially transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system we know today. The 5-cent coin, replacing the pre-decimal sixpence, was one of the first denominations to circulate in this new era. Designed by the legendary Stuart Devlin, this coin introduced the now iconic echidna on its reverse, a spiky, quirky Australian native that perfectly captured the nation's unique identity. The obverse, of course, featured the young Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted in the elegant Arnold Machin portrait, a design that would grace Australian coins for nearly 2 decades. What makes the 1966 5-cent coin particularly intriguing is its production story. A staggering 75.4 million coins were minted in this inaugural year. But here's the kicker, they weren't all struck in Australia. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced 45.4 million of these coins, while the remaining 30 million were crafted at the Royal Mint in London. Yes, you heard that right, London. This split production makes the 1966 5-cent coin a fascinating study for collectors, as there are subtle differences between the Canberra and London strikes. One key identifier is the echidna's spines. Coins minted in Canberra have a slightly shorter spine on the echidna, while London-minted coins boast a longer spine. It's a small detail, but for collectors, these nuances can make all the difference. Now let's talk value. In circulated condition, a 1966 5-cent coin might only fetch a modest premium over its face value. Think $100 to $200 depending on where. But in uncirculated or mint condition, especially for those pristine examples, graded MS65 or higher by services like PCGS, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000 or more. And here's a rare treat. Some 1966 coins were struck with an upset die error, where the obverse and reverse are misaligned. These are exceptionally scarce, with only a handful known to exist, and their value can soar into the $20,000 to $25,000 range, depending on the degree of rotation and condition. Why is this coin so collectible? Beyond its historical significance as the first year of issue, it represents a turning point in Australia's numismatic journey. It's a tangible piece of the decimal changeover, a moment when Australians were adjusting to a new way of handling money. For many collectors, owning a 1966 5-cent coin is like holding a piece of history, a reminder of a time when pocket change became a national conversation. So next time you're sifting through your change jar or browsing a coin dealer's inventory, keep an eye out for the 1966 5-cent coin. Check those spines, inspect the alignment, and imagine the stories this little coin could tell from its journey through Australia's decimal dawn. Stay tuned as we move on to our next coin. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more numismatic adventures. Next up, the 1972 5-cent coin, a low-mintage gem that has collectors buzzing with excitement. If you've ever dreamed of finding a rare coin in your change, this is one to watch for. Let's unpack its story, its scarcity, and why it's such a prized addition to any collection. Minted in 1972, this 5-cent coin is part of the standard echidna series designed by Stuart Devlin, with the familiar Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. What sets this coin apart, however, is its mintage, or rather its lack thereof. With only 8.25 million coins struck, the 1972 5-cent coin holds the record for the lowest mintage of any circulating 5-cent coin until the 2016 Decimal Changeover Commemorative. To put that into perspective, the average annual mintage for 5-cent coins hovers around 81.6 million. That makes the 1972 issue less than 1/10 of the typical production, a scarcity driven by economic factors and minting priorities at the time. Why so few? Well, in the early 1970s, the Royal Australian Mint was balancing production across multiple denominations, and the 5-cent coin simply didn't see the same demand as higher-value coins like the 20-cent or 50-cent pieces. Over time, many of these coins were lost, worn or tucked away in change jars, making uncirculated examples especially hard to come by. In fact, finding a 1972 5-cent coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is a numismatic unicorn. Let's talk about value. In well-circulated condition, a 1972 5-cent coin might fetch $50 to $100, still a nice premium over face value. But if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated condition, with that lustrous shine and sharp details, you could be looking at $5,000 to $10,000 or more, especially if graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. The catalog value for an uncirculated 1972 5-cent coin is often listed at 1,300 times its face value, making it a coin that could turn pocket change into a small fortune. But wait, there's more. The 1972 5-cent coin is also known for its varieties, specifically thehigh and low echidna types. These refer to the positioning of the echidna, design relative to the coin's rim. The low echidna variety, where the designer's initials are closer to the rim, is believed to be scarcer and can command a premium. If you're examining a 1972 5-cent coin, grab a loop and check the spacing between the initials "st" and the rim. It could make a big difference in value. For collectors, the 1972 5-cent coin is a must-have, not just for its rarity, but for its place in the decimal series. It's a reminder that even common denominations can hide rare treasures. So next time you're noodling through your coins, keep an eye out for that 1972 date. It might just be the key date that elevates your collection to the next level. Stay with us as we explore more rare 5-cent coins, and don't forget to subscribe for more numismatic. Next up, the 1985 5-cent coin, a low-mintage year that's often overlooked, but holds significant value for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, this coin is one to add to your watch list. Let's dive into its story and uncover why it's so special. The 1985 5-cent coin is part of the Echidna series, with the familiar Stuart Devlin reverse and the Raphael Makhlouf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, introduced in 1985 to replace the earlier Machen design. What makes this coin stand out is its production, or lack thereof. Unlike most years, when millions of 5-cent coins flooded into circulation, the 1985 issue was not struck for general circulation. Instead, it was produced exclusively for mint sets, meaning every 1985 5-cent coin you find in circulation was likely spent from one of these sets. The mintage for 1985 is estimated to be around 170,000, based on the number of mint sets produced by the Royal Australian Mint. That's a tiny fraction compared to the tens or hundreds of millions of 5-cent coins struck in other years. This scarcity makes the 1985 5-cent coin a true collector's item, as most examples remain locked away in sets or private collections. In terms of value, a 1985 5-cent coin in circulated condition, say, one that escaped a mint set, can fetch $200 to $350 depending on its condition. Uncirculated examples, especially those still in their original mint set packaging, can command $6,000 or more, particularly if graded MS65 or higher. The coin's value is driven not only by its low mintage, but also by its pristine condition, as many were never intended to see the wear and tear of everyday use. For collectors, the 1985 5-cent coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history. It reflects a period when the Royal Australian Mint was experimenting with production strategies, focusing on higher denomination coins and commemorative issues. Finding one in your change is like stumbling across a rare artifact, a coin that was never meant to circulate but somehow found its way into the wild. So, if you're hunting for treasures in your coin collection, don't overlook the 1985 5-cent coin. Check those mint sets, scour dealer inventories, and keep your eyes peeled for this elusive piece. Next up, the 1986 5-cent coin, a coin so exclusive it was only released in mint sets. If you've ever wondered what makes a coin truly rare, this one's a textbook example. Let's dive into its history, its scarcity, and why it's a must-have for serious collectors. Like its 1985 counterpart, the 1986 5-cent coin was not struck for general circulation. Instead, the Royal Australian Mint produced these coins solely for inclusion in mint sets, making them a numismatic rarity from the moment they were struck. The mintage is estimated at around 180,000, based on the number of mint sets issued that year. To put that into context, that's less than 0.2% of the average annual mintage for 5-cent coins. These coins were never meant to jingle in your pocket. They were crafted for collectors and preserved in pristine condition. The 1986 5-cent coin features the same Stuart Devlin Echidna reverse and Raphael Maklouf obverse as other coins from the mid-1980s. Its composition remains 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 2.83 grams and a diameter of 19.41 millimeters. But what sets it apart is its exclusivity. If you find a 1986 5-cent coin in circulation, it's almost certainly been removed from a mint set, and even then, it's likely to show minimal wear due to its protected origins. Value-wise, the 1986 5-cent coin is a standout. In circulated condition, rare as that may be, you could expect to fetch $200 to $400. In uncirculated condition, especially if still sealed in its original mint, set, or graded MS-65 or higher, values can range from $4,000 to $6,000 or more. The coin's rarity and condition make it a favorite among collectors, particularly those aiming to complete a full set of 5-cent coins. What's the allure of the 1986 5-cent coin? It's a snapshot of a time when the Royal Australian Mint was focusing on collector products, reflecting a shift in how coins were distributed and preserved. For many collectors, owning a 1986 5-cent coin is like owning a piece of numismatic art. A coin that was never meant for everyday transactions, but crafted with care for those who appreciate its beauty and rarity. So if you're on the hunt for this elusive coin, check those old mint sets or keep an eye out at coin shows. The 1986 5-cent coin is a true collector's prize, and finding one is a thrill worth celebrating. Next up, the 1995 Australian 5-cent coin, a low-mintage year that's often overshadowed, but deserves a spot in your collection. This coin is a quiet achiever in the world of Australian decimal coins, and its story is one of scarcity and subtle charm. Let's dive in 1995. This 5-cent coin continues the classic Echidna reverse by Stuart Devlin, and features the Raphael Maklouf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. What makes the 1995 issue special is its relatively low mintage of just 10 million coins, a significant drop compared to the hundreds of millions struck in other years, like the 300 and 6.5 million in 2006. This lower mintage was likely due to reduced demand for 5-cent coins at the time, as inflation was eroding their purchasing power, and the Royal Australian Mint adjusted production accordingly. The 1995 5-cent coin was struck for circulation, so you might find one in your change, but its scarcity makes it a standout for collectors. In circulated condition, a 1995 5-cent coin might fetch $200 to $500, but in uncirculated condition, particularly if graded MS-65 or higher, values can climb to $20,000 to $30,000. The key is condition. Coins from this era often saw heavy circulation, so finding a pristine example is a challenge. Collectors also keep an eye out for varieties in the 1995 5-cent coin, such as the large and small SD initials varieties. These refer to the size of the designer's initials on the reverse, with the large SD variety being particularly sought after. While not as dramatic as some error coins, these varieties can add a premium to the coin's value, especially in high grades. Why collect the 1995 5-cent coin? It's a reminder that even in the modern era, certain years can stand out due to minting decisions or economic conditions. For those building a complete set of Australian 5-cent coins, the 1995 issue is a critical piece of the puzzle. Its low mintage and potential for varieties make it a coin worth hunting for, whether you're checking your change or browsing online auctions. So next time you come across a 1995 5-cent coin, give it a second look. It might not be as famous as the 1972 or 2016 issues, but its quiet rarity makes it a hidden gem. Next up, the 2007 Double Obverse 5-cent coin. This is the kind of coin that makes collectors' hearts race, a rare mistake that slipped through the mint's quality control and into circulation. Buckle up because this one's a wild ride. So what exactly is a Double Obverse coin? In simple terms, it's a coin that was struck with two obverse dies, meaning both sides feature the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. In this case, the Ian Rank Broadley effigy, introduced in 1999. The iconic Echidna reverse, nowhere to be found. This error occurred due to a rare mix-up at the Royal Australian Mint, where a coin press was mistakenly fitted with two obverse dies. The result, a coin that's not only a numismatic anomaly, but also a collector's dream. The 2007 Double Obverse 5-cent coin is incredibly scarce, with only a small number known to have escaped into circulation. Over the past decade, collectors have reported finding a few dozen examples, but each discovery sends ripples through the numismatic community. The rarity of this error is compounded by the fact that modern minting processes are highly automated, making such dramatic mistakes exceedingly rare. Let's talk value. A 2007 Double Obverse 5-cent coin in any condition is a major find, with prices starting at $12,000 and climbing to $22,000 or more for uncirculated examples. The value depends heavily on condition and provenance. Coins that have been professionally graded by PCGS or NGC can fetch a premium, especially if they're free of wear and scratches. Some collectors have built entire collections around error coins, and the 2007 Double Obverse is a crown jewel in this niche. What makes this coin so exciting? It's a testament to the human element in minting. Even in an era of precision machinery, mistakes happen, and when they do, they create coins that tell a unique story. The 2007 Double Obverse 5-cent coin is a reminder that every coin in your change could hold a secret worth thousands. So next time you're sorting through your 5-cent coins, take a closer look at those 2007 dates. You might just find a double-headed treasure. Next up, the 2016 5-cent coin, struck to commemorate the 50th anniversary of decimal currency. This is the only circulating commemorative 5-cent coin in the denomination's history, making it a standout for collectors and a piece of Australia's numismatic legacy. Let's dive into its story and why it's a must-have for your collection. Released in 2016, this coin marked 50 years since Australia's historic switch to decimal currency on February 14, 1966. Unlike the standard 5-cent coin, which features the Queen's portrait on the obverse, the 2016 changeover coin flips the script. The obverse showcases a unique design depicting Australia's pre-decimal coins, a penny, shilling and more, arranged in a nod to the past. The reverse retains the classic Stuart Devlin echidna, unchanged since 1966, creating a perfect blend of old and new. What makes this coin particularly exciting is its low mintage. Only 4.8 million were struck for circulation, making it one of the lowest mintage 5-cent coins since the 1972 issue. For comparison, the average 5-cent mintage is around 81.6 million, so this commemorative is a rare find in change. Its scarcity, combined with its historical significance, has made it a favorite among collectors. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 2016 changeover 5-cent coin is also known for a dramatic error variety called the alien variety. This error occurred when the obverse and reverse dies clashed without a blank planchet, imprinting elements of the echidna design onto the obverse die. The result? Coins with what look like alien antennae sprouting from the penny on the obverse, a quirky and highly collectible error. These alien variety coins can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the grade and clarity of the error. In terms of value, a standard 2016 changeover 5-cent coin in circulated condition might fetch $10 to $50, but uncirculated examples can range from $1,000 to $3,000, especially if graded. The alien variety, however, is the real prize, with values starting at $2,000 and climbing into the thousands for pristine examples. Whether you're chasing the standard issue or the rare error, this coin is a modern numismatic treasure. The 2016 5-cent coin is more than just a collectible. It's a celebration of Australia's decimal journey, a tribute to 50 years of change, and a reminder that even recent coins can hold significant value. So check your change for that 2016 date, and keep an eye out for those alien antennae. Stay tuned for our next coin. Next up, the 2019 5-cent coin, notable for being the first to feature the Jody Clark Effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. With an ultra-low mintage and a unique place in numismatic history, this coin is a must-have for collectors of modern Australian coins. Let's dive into its story and why it's generating so much buzz. Released in 2019, this 5-cent coin marked the debut of the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by Jody Clark, this portrait, which shows a more mature depiction of the Queen, replaced the Ian Rank Broadley effigy used since 1999. The reverse, as always, features Stuart Devlin's iconic echidna design, unchanged since 1966. What makes the 2019 5-cent coin stand out is its mintage. Just 2 million coins were struck for circulation, making it the lowest mintage 5-cent coin in the denomination's history. This tiny mintage is a result of the Royal Australian Mint's reduced production of 5-cent coins in recent years, as their purchasing power has dwindled and demand for physical currency has shifted. The 2019 issue's scarcity has made it a hot commodity among collectors, especially in uncirculated condition. Adding to its appeal, some 2019 5-cent coins feature a misaligned die clash error, where elements of the echidna design appear on the obverse, creating a halo-like effect around the Queen's portrait. These error coins are highly sought after and can significantly boost the coin's value. In terms of value, a circulated 2019 5-cent coin might fetch $20 to $50, but uncirculated examples, especially those straight from a security bag or graded MS-64 or higher, can command $2,000 to $5,000 or more. The die clash error coins are even more valuable, with prices starting at $1,500 and climbing depending on the error's prominence and the coin's condition. For collectors, the 2019 5-cent coin is a milestone. It represents the introduction to Hatchekthoph, a new royal portrait, and a shift in minting trends, with fewer 5-cent coins entering circulation. It's also a reminder that even modern coins can become instant classics when mintages are low and errors are present. Whether you're building a decimal set or chasing rare varieties, the 2019 5-cent coin is a piece to watch for. So next time you're sorting through your change or browsing a coin dealer's stock, keep an eye out for that 2019 date and the Jody Clark Effigy. It's a modern rarity that's sure to appreciate over time. Stay with us for our next coin. Next up, the 2001 Centenary of Federation 5-cent coin, a non-circulating commemorative that's a must-have for collectors. Released to mark 100 years since Australia's Federation, this coin is a rare gem that was only available in mint sets. Let's explore its story and why it's such a prized addition to any collection. In 2001, Australia celebrated the Centenary of Federation, marking the moment in 1901 when the 6 colonies united to form the Commonwealth of Australia. To commemorate this milestone, the Royal Australian Mint issued a series of coins across multiple denominations, including a special 5-cent coin. Unlike the standard echidna design, the reverse of this coin features the 1912 Commonwealth coat of arms, granted by King George V, sculpted by Stuart Devlin. The obverse carries the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, introduced in 1999. What makes the 2001 Centenary of Federation 5-cent coin unique is its distribution. It was not struck for circulation, but was included exclusively in mint sets, with an estimated mintage of around 100,000 based on set production. This limited release makes it one of the rarest 5-cent coins, as it was never intended to be used in everyday transactions. Most examples remain in uncirculated condition, preserved in their original packaging. Value-wise, the 2001 Centenary of Federation 5-cent coin is a collector's delight. If you find one outside of a mint set, perhaps spent by mistake, it could fetch $20 to $50 in circulated condition. In its original mint, set or graded MS-65 or higher, values can range rosy cheeks. 25 has vivid pink cheeks and a mischievous sparkle in her eye as she teases. Well, if it isn't Mr. Coin Collector himself. What's the deal with this 2001 5-cent coin? Spill the tea. Oh, Rosie, you're diving right into the good stuff. The 2001 Centenary of Federation 5-cent coin is a real treat for collectors, and I'm here to spill all the details. This coin was minted to celebrate 100 years, since Australia's 6 colonies united to form the Commonwealth in 1901. So it's got some serious historical swagger. Unlike the usual echidna design, the reverse features the 1912 Commonwealth coat of arms, sculpted by the legendary Stuart Devlin. Think of it as a patriotic masterpiece in miniature. The obverse has the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, giving it that royal touch. Here's the juicy part. This coin wasn't made for circulation. It was exclusively included in mint sets, with an estimated mintage of about 100,000 based on the number of sets produced. That's tiny compared to the millions of 5-cent coins usually minted, making it a rare find. If you spot one outside a mint set, maybe someone spent it by accident. It could fetch $20 to $50 in circulated condition. But in its original mint, set or graded MS-65 or higher by pros like PCGS, you're looking at $5,000 to $7,000 or more, depending on how pristine it is. Why is it so special? It's a snapshot of a pivotal moment in Australia's history. A one-year-only design that never jingled in pockets. It's like owning a piece of the Federation party. Collectors love it for its rarity and the story it tells. So if you're flipping through mint sets or hitting up coin shows, keep your eyes peeled for this 2001 gem. It's a must-have for any serious Aussie coin collection. Want more coin gossip, Rosie? Stick around for the next one. Next up, the 2000 Incuse 5-cent error coin. This is the kind of coin that makes you do a double take. A minting mistake that's as rare as it is fascinating. Let's unpack this numismatic oddity and see why it's a collector's dream. So what's an Incuse Error rosy cheeks? 25 has vivid pink cheeks and a mischievous glint in her eye as she teases. Found something weird in your change. Mate, tell me about this 2005 cent Incuse Error coin. Oh, Rosie, you've stumbled onto a real numismatic mystery. The 2000 Incuse 5-cent coin is a wild error where the echidna design on the reverse appears sunken or indented, rather than raised like a normal coin. This happens when a coin is struck with a die that's not properly prepared, causing the design to be impressed into the metal in reverse. It's like the coin decided to flip the script on us. The obverse still features the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, but that Incuse echidna is what makes this coin a standout. These errors are incredibly rare. Think needle in a haystack rare. Only a handful of 2000 Incuse 5-cent coins are known to exist, likely due to a one-off minting mishap at the Royal Australian Mint. Because they're so scarce, they're like the unicorns of the 5-cent series. Exact mintage numbers, nobody knows for sure, but we're talking low thousands at most, making them a holy grail for collectors. Value-wise, these coins are serious business. Even in circulated condition, a 2000 Incuse 5-cent coin can fetch $500 to $1,000, depending on where. In uncirculated condition or graded MS65 or higher, you're looking at $8,000 or more, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. The value comes from their extreme rarity and the sheer oddity of the error. Collectors love coins that tell a story, and this one's got a tale to tell. Why is it so coveted? It's a fluke. A minting mistake that slipped through the cracks, making it a conversation piece for any collection. The Incuse design is visually striking, almost like a negative image of the echidna, and it's a reminder that even the mint can have an off day. If you're noodling through your change or scouring online auctions, spotting a 2000 Incuse 5-cent is like finding buried treasure. That's all for today's coin adventure. Folks, thanks for joining me on this journey through Australia's rarest 5-cent coins. If you've got your own error coin stories, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them.